Good afternoon. Thanks for joining the show today. We appreciate having you here. We're going to talk about a lot of different stuff. And let's see. There we go. I got to get the right banner going here. We're going to talk about a lot of different things today. Going to focus a little bit on these bills and resolutions, and there's a reason why I want to bring them up. We're going to look at down the list and see what's going on while we're all running out. Well, not we all, you guys, whoever's running out and buying all the toilet paper. So the rest of us can't get any. While we're all doing that, cheers, grab you a coffee or some beverage of your choice. We're going to walk through a few things here. Try to keep this short today. Not going to take up much of your time. It's beautiful outside. It's a little cold, but it's beautiful. Sunny. It's been awful rainy around here, so it's kind of nice to see some sunshine. So let's get this story, let's get this show on the road. And in order to do that, let's have a little word from our sponsor. Yep, as always, we're being brought to you by myhelmettalk.com, where we talk about anything that pops into our head at any given time. We talk a lot about motorcyclism. We talk a lot about daily life. We talk a lot about politics, politicos type stuff. So, like I said, grab you a beverage of your choice and hang on, and let's a discussion. You guys join in with me. Welcome to the show. Not sure who all is here, but welcome. Glad to have you. Titled it today about talking about the House bills and stuff like that. And there's still so much, man. I'll tell you, the media sure knows how to cause a lot of uproar. The headlines that they choose to use. And the thing that I'm finding is a lot of people read headlines and then jump to conclusions and don't read the body of what's inside that headline. Headlines are made to get clicks, right? They're made to grab your attention. And the headline doesn't always reflect the rest of the article. You find that a lot in the mainstream media. It is their job is to cause you and I to see a picture that they want us to see. That picture may be real, that picture may be not. Most of the time, what I have found doing my own research is that picture is not the real picture. They put the picture out there that they want you to see, put the messages out there that they want you to get. Cause the mass panic, cause mass hysteria, cause people to run out and buy up all the toilet paper and stuff like that. It's gotten crazy. So while we're doing that and the media is pushing that and you are all distracted in that kind of stuff, the Congress that we elected to take care of the American people doesn't do that. They work behind the scenes with all these bills. I was going to say fake bills, but no, they're real bills and laws they're trying to enact to take your rights away. And I've linked the reference material in the body of these posts. Go get those pages and bookmark them yourself. Subscribe to live updates. Keep track. See what's going on behind the scenes. You can subscribe to just your region. Say you live in Utah District 4, you can subscribe to just Utah District 4. You can subscribe however you want, by state, by legislate, by congressman, by senator or all. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. So, and keep track of what's going on, because it is crazy. They do best interest at heart at all. They have their interest. And the thing that I am finding through my research is they're concerned about the things and the topics that are going to line their pockets. Now, one thing we have to keep in mind, and we say this and we say it a lot, is when you have somebody who has never had a job before, a real job, not a job, but has never had a real job, working blue collar, out in the workforce, lived off welfare, maybe not, and gets into Congress and becomes a millionaire off of a $174,000 salary. Where are they getting all that money? Millions and billions of dollars. Have never passed, have never made any legislator bills, House bills, maybe in their whole, maybe they've been there 40 years and they've passed 3 bills. But their vote counts, and they vote against, and they vote for the stuff that targets you and I. And we think we live in America. We think we live in a free country. And over the years, that has become so much not so. More so not, because we have lost so much ground as far as our freedoms go. And the unwavering, non-ending, I'm going to put this up in a minute, all these different gun bills, laws enacted to hurt you and I. They push an agenda. Is those bills going to stop the mass shootings? No, because you and I don't have anything to do with those events. We don't think that way. We don't go out and those types of things. We are responsible gun owners. And the evil people that push those agendas push them to take the guns away from you and I. Why do they want our guns so bad, people? Think about it. Why do they want our guns so bad? We're helpless at that point. We are helpless. Now, think back when you were a kid and you were playing, and think about it. Just think if you developed a game for all your friends and you developed that game so that you would be, and somebody in your group, somebody in your area was smarter than you, and they saw what you were doing with your game, and they turned the tables and took that game and made it work in their favor instead of your favor. They hijacked your game, and now they are the winners. They are winning. You don't think something like that could happen? Well, yeah, it could. Yeah. And then your game is turned against you and used against you. And the evil that you had in mind doesn't play out. Your game got hijacked and used for the greater good for people. So while you're keeping that in mind, we're going to go over some of these bills, and I'm going to share this screen so Let me pull it up here, and we will go over some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes while we are worried about everything else that's going on. And this stuff's going on in the background, and nobody knows because the majority of the people don't look at this stuff. Now, let's go. Can I make this bigger and get it all to fit? Let's see. That's about as big as I can get it to go, I think. But so if you look into this, this is govtrack.com or .us, and it is /Congress/bills. And these are the bills and resolutions that are being brought before Congress. Now let's look at these. There's nothing new. The trending ones right now are the HR 748, the stimulus that everybody's talking about in one form or another. Some are talking positively about it, some are talking negatively about it, but here it is, and we are going to look at it here in just a little bit. Here is the original 13548, the CARES Act, that it's going to just go away. It is never going to be approved. That was the original one, and the Democrats tried to slide in stuff for the Green New Deal, illegal immigration, immigrants, abortion. They tried to throw in and slide in, they call it pork. They tried to slide the fat in and get it passed under the guise of a national emergency, because we got to pass the bill to help the people, right? So let's slide this stuff in and it'll pass with it, and life will be good. We will get the things that we want. We're going to get the things that nobody would normally let us have, right? So they start pushing this stuff in, and it was all pushed in by Democrats, and Republicans said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to let you have that stuff. That has nothing to do with what we're trying to do here. We're trying to help the American worker, the American company, the people, the citizens of our country get through this pandemic that is no fault of theirs. And so this S3548, the CARES Act right here, it's not going to go anywhere. It'll just sit there and go away because it's not going to be approved. The one that was approved is this one right above it, HR 748, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. And we will take a look at that here in just a minute. We're not going to go clear through it. It is considerably shorter than the CARES Act, but still too long in my opinion. In my opinion, 5 or 6 pages, and we can have this covered and go on and help the people. The problem is Congress plays their games. Now, if we go down here to top bills tracked by GovTrack users, you can track these bills. Now, it's kind of funny, and why I say the majority of the people don't pay attention to this stuff is because if you look at this, here's one that has 854 people tracking it, 675, 549, 525. So 500 or 600 people are paying attention behind the scenes to what's going on. And I'll guarantee most of those are probably involved with, say, Congress in some sort or the media, so that they can report what's going on. The American public majority doesn't know. There's 330 million people in this country, and there's 800 people following this immigrant fairness for skilled immigrant Act of 2019. That thing has been in there since 2019. I have no idea what it is. To amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to eliminate the per country numerical limitation for employment-based immigrants, to increase the per country numerical limitation for family-sponsored immigrants, and for other purposes. So they are trying to enact a law where there is no law that says you can't hire nothing but immigrants. You can't hire illegal immigrants, things like that. So it has a 3% chance of being enacted, according to the research people. So there's one that's on the thing, and I can't go through them all. We'd be here for days, but let's just go by title real quick. HR1 for the People Act. Well, it says it's for the people. Let's see what it actually is. Oh, there's a push notification. Nice. To expand Americans' access to the ballot box, reduce the influence of big money in politics, and strengthen ethics rules for public servants and other purposes. Okay, now that sounds like that's a good deal, right? Let's look at the details here and let's see what it is. It is sponsored by Republican. Got a lot of Democrat co-sponsors. Look at all these. Holy moly. Okay, so there's 236 co-sponsors on the bill. The summary of this bill is very long. It provides for states to establish independent, nonpartisan redistricting commissions. The bill also sets forth provisions related to election security, including sharing intelligence information with state election officials. Now, it's looking like it's probably a good thing. I'm not going to go clear through it, you guys. I'm giving you the links are in the body of this thing, so you can go and look for yourself and read through that stuff. Like I said, for sake of time, we're not going to try to go through every bit of them and every one of them. But okay, for the People Act 2019, HR 420, regulate marijuana like alcohol. Trying to legalize marijuana, put taxes on it, and sell it. Okay. Bipartisan background checks. Act of 2019. HR 5383, New Way Forward Act. Okay, here we go. Assault weapons ban of 2019. Proposing an amendment to the Constitution of the United States to abolish the Electoral College. You guys, you got to pay attention to this one. They are trying to take away the Electoral College, which will make it to where two or three states in the whole United States will decide who your presidents are. That is an important one to track. I am tracking. We will see. Let's take a look at it real quick. It was introduced by the Democrats, Steve Kane. Where are the details? Let's take a look. 11 co-sponsors, all Democrat. So they want to take away our system that we have in place, that was put in place to specifically keep the three high populous areas, which are all predominantly Democrat, from being able to make the decision for the rest of the country. That is important that we watch that. I forgot to look. Let's look and see what they're saying. It was introduced January 3rd, 2019. It's been sitting around a while. It's going to be dead. It is dead. It's been dead for over a year. It's not going anywhere. But that's the stuff that we need to pay attention to. And we should have been looking at that in January of 2019 when it was introduced. More Act of 19, Family First Coronavirus Act 6201. That one is, I think we talked about this one in a video already. It is, man, it had a lot of revisions. Okay, this one was signed by the president March 18th, 2020. And I think we covered it in a video, so I'm not going to go into detail what it was. It was more about the medical end of things, I think. The CARES Act right there, that's the one it's gone. We're not going to see anything come out of it. Fair Enforcement Banking Act of 2019, Family First Corona, we already talked about. Impeaching Donald Trump, President of the United States, for high crimes and misdemeanors. We saw what a mess that was and a hoax, and the hate for him is so high among the Democrats that they tried to build a case against him that wasn't there, and it really backfired on him. It really backfired on him hard, and I think it did nothing but more drive a nail in their coffin and put him more in a positive light with the general public, with the American people. Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act. I always have a hard time with reciprocity. So carrying in all the states. If you're legal to carry a gun, you can carry it in all the states. Of course, that one was introduced by a Republican, and it went dead in the House. It never made it. It's dead. They do not want us carrying guns. They want to take our guns from us so they can control us. As long as we have guns, they can't control us because eventually people will rise up against and take the government back. And if you don't have guns, you can't do that. So I know people are smart. I probably don't need to keep telling you that, but that is the gist of it. Equality Act, highly skilled Immigrants Act. We talked about that one. Recognizing the duty of federal government to create a Green New Deal. Why? That's another one of those catering to the puppet masters. It's dead. It's not going anywhere. Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment Expungement Act, Vaccinate All Children, Assault Weapon Ban, Federal Civilian Workforce Pay Raise Act, Medicare for All Act. We already know that doesn't work. That's not going to work. It hasn't worked for anybody. They can't even run the VA, let alone everybody else's health care as well, right? So proposing an amendment to the Constitution to limit the number of terms. That's a good one. Gun Violence Prevention and Community Safety Act. Not sure what's in it, but Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act. That's a good one. I like it. Don't know what's in it, but that would be one worth looking at. Enhanced Background Checks Act. See, and I don't get that. I'm not going to take time to go through it and read it right now, but these gun ones are good ones to dig into and find out what's going on. We already have enhanced background checks. We already do. We've had background checks forever, and they keep saying background checks. And then they slide a whole bunch of other stuff in there that limits you and limits our rights as American citizens. So I just wanted to kind of cover over that real quick, just to show worried about virus, the sickness, the illness, and what the news is telling about running out and buying the shelves empty at the grocery store. A lot of stuff. Wow. So there's a lot of positive stuff going on behind the scenes. There's also a lot of negative stuff going on behind the scenes. So let's go to this one here. Actually, I think I can open it up right here instead of having to just change pages. Let's just do that. So here is the, oops, if I make it too big, you can't see it. here is the coronavirus aid relief. This is the stimulus that everybody's talking about. Now, President Trump said it again today that it's a $2.2 trillion bill that has the ability to reach $6.2 trillion if needed. So there's $4 trillion. I can't imagine $1 million, let alone trillions. But that's a lot of money, fellers, guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen. That's a lot of money. $4 trillion sitting on the table if needed. That doesn't mean it'll be used. It doesn't mean the $2 trillion will be used. They'll use what they need. Of that money to help the American workers. It's not for illegal immigrants. It's not for abortion clinics. It's not for the new Green Deal. It's to help you and I, the workers, the working people, the people that keep the country going. Those who don't work and live off of the system do nothing but suck the blood like a leech. Those who work and pay taxes and keep the country going, that's who this is to help. It's to help the workers and the companies that employ those workers, right? Big and small companies alike. Let's just stay with this one right here. So let's look at, the summary. Saying 1,200, let's clear this stuff up, you guys. This is the $2 trillion Corona stimulus bill. The bill was introduced on an unrelated matter, but on March 25th, 2020, the Senate replaced its text in whole with this stimulus bill. The bill would. Okay, so the 3048 or whatever it is that we talked about was replaced with this one. That one was so full of bullshit that it was never going to go anywhere, and all they were going to do is fight back and forth. So here's the new bill. Send $1,200 to each American making $75,000 a year or less. $75,000. Add $600 a week to unemployment benefits for 4 months. Give $100 billion to hospitals and health providers, and increase Medicare reimbursements for treating coronavirus. Give $750 million to food banks, to Puerto Rico, and to other territories for food assistance, and to programs for food distribution on American Indian reservations. Make $500 billion loans or investments to business, states, and municipalities, and $32 billion in grants to the airline industry. Relief for those with federally backed mortgages. Delay student loan payments. Those are some of the things that bill is there to help with. Now, like I said, you guys can open this up and read it for yourself. It's referenced in this video. It's referenced in the post. So you can find it and read it for yourself. Go to the details. 369 co-sponsors. 200 Democrat and 169 Republican. If we had time, we would open this thing up. If you open up right here where it says text and open this baby up, it gives you the bill in its entirety. This is what's here. And you could read through and see exactly, because you got people posting stuff that, oh, it's, you know, it's for this and that, and it's like they don't know. They're listening to the mainstream media. They're doing none of their own research. I don't know anybody that wants to sit and read through this whole thing. If you want to know how many pages it is in its entirety, go to this download PDF, pull that up, and it will tell you there's 335 pages right up here. It tells you 335 pages in this bill, which is a considerably amount smaller than the 1,400 that was in the other one that went away. So if you're interested, if you want to quit spreading fake news and sharing headlines and find out for yourself what the heck it's talking about, you can go in here and spend an afternoon reading through it. There's a lot that goes into these things, and it's good to investigate for yourself. Like I always say, I don't ever want anybody to take my word for anything. I want you to take the information that I provide and use it as a point of reference to do your own research and come up with your own conclusions and read for yourself what's going on. It's really, right now is a really good time to be doing that, because some of the search blockers that were in place to cause you to only find information that they wanted you to have that matched what the media was saying and stuff. Hey, Janice, welcome. And not do your own research to find the real answers. So it's all here, folks. It is. Now, those, as I was saying, those blockers, those blocks, those search engine, I guess you just call them blockers. I'm not sure what to call them, but they have been removed. So you can search and find information right now. And we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Let me pull up this other page. So we're done talking about bills. There it is, you guys, in its entirety. It's been linked in here. If people are saying something and you want to know the facts, click on this doggone thing, go in here and read through it. You can go through the table of contents and read headlines, and then go in and find out what that actually entails. Like I said, it's going to take a lot to dig into this. If you look at it, it's a lot of legal mumble jumble, and hell, half of these, I think attorneys don't even read the whole things. I don't think. There might be some that do, but there's a lot. So, but I encourage you to not believe the fake stuff and find out for yourself, and go through this and see exactly what's being said. You got people out there saying, oh no, it's 6 trillion, it's hidden. It isn't hidden, it's in here. It's in here. And the bill is 2.2 trillion with the ability to be pushed up to 6.2 trillion. There's 4 trillion hanging there if needed. So it pays to do your research. Now, I'm probably just making you dizzy. Sorry. Let's go here and talk a little bit for a minute about why we're able to do our searches now. Okay. So there's a guy named Zach Vorhies that worked for Google, and he has come out and been a whistleblower, exposed Google for the censorship. And it's really interesting. I linked to him also. It's linked, so you can click on it and go right to his page and see what he has to say. And it's not hard once you start reading and stuff. It's not hard to put validity to what he's saying. So it's worth checking out, because for so long, you guys, for so long, we have been, which part? Janice, which part do you want? Let me know and I'll get it to you. Also, anybody, if any of you want any of this and you don't want to go to Facebook and click it, some people are watching on YouTube that do not do Facebook. If it's not in the thing and you want it, let me know and I'll send it to you. Just send me an email here. Let me put my email up on the bottom here for you fine folks here. That right there is my email. I can be reached through there. Send me a message. I will send you what it is. Okay. In the beginning, we just covered the bill, the House bills, the CARES Act, which is gone. It got shot down. It'll die. It's dead. It's not going anywhere. And the new one. So yeah, it's all in there. If you just go to the body and go up there and click, you can see that. I'll send you a copy of the new one. I'll send the new one out because it is good stuff to know, and it helps when you got people spreading false information. It in my opinion, and it is our job to help the truth get out there. For so long, we have been told untruth, false information, and in my opinion, it's all of our job as patriotic Americans to dig in, find the truth, and then help other people get the truth, share it, post it up. When you're talking to your friends and they're saying, oh no, President Trump hates this country, he's trying to put us into socialism, he's trying to do that, you've got a set of facts in your arsenal that you can say, hey, wait, whoa, no, just a minute, here's what's going on. And at times people will listen to you. You're going to run into some that won't and don't. And all you can do is give them the information. They can go find their own, or they can stay on their kick about how they hate President Trump for whatever reason. A lot of it because the media has told them to. The DNC has spread a lot of it. He is so detrimental to them. He is so detrimental to the deep state, the DNC, the people who do evil in this world, in this country, and in this world. He is so detrimental to them that they hate him. No matter what he says or what he does, they're going to find fault because they cannot have the truth come out. Basically, it's not just they don't want it to come out, they can't have it to come out because it is going to be very harmful, very detrimental to their freedom and their continuance of doing the things that they've been doing. The things that they've been doing are coming to a screeching halt. This is real interesting. Cov Fee. President Trump tweeted that at one time and it was deleted, and Google deletes it and Google says it's not a word. It is a word and it does have meaning. You can watch this video right here and it will give you some insight to that.
And the thing is that there's powerful forces at play that are, this is part of the plan. And the thing that they fear most is an awakening. They don't want America to wake up and see what's really going on because they fear that awakening. They fear when people understand that the spirit of the Constitution is being so flagrantly undermined at a fundamental level, and that's a one-way street. They know that people are going to be upset. That's the reason why they sent police to my house to do a wellness check, because I might be suicidal. Well, I wanted to get into that. Let's talk about it.
Anyway, that is Zach Vorhies giving an interview. And there's another interview that he does with X22 Report. I posted that in my Facebook today for those of you that do Facebook. I would highly recommend watching that. If any of those X22 reports that I post are very good to listen to, watch. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's because I didn't turn my mic off, but I wasn't planning on showing it. But anyway, there's watch it. The one that I would more suggest to watch would be the I don't have it pulled up here. It would be the one that I posted in Facebook through the X22. Very good interview, and he gives you a lot of information. If we had time, I would just play it, but I try to keep these videos short, make them too long, and then it just run on. But go listen to that. I don't think I linked to it, but if I didn't, I will add it in the links so that you can get that information, that X22 report. Let me pull it up here. Let's just do that while we're sitting here. We will take a look. Bear with me for a minute while I find it. Gotta find my history. All right. All right, let me switch gears here, folks. For those of you that are still on here and are interested in this, I will change over here.
Hello, I'm Sarah Lindsay Graham. We're in the middle.
Let me put it in the right one here first. There we go.
I found a way to run my old computers with no hard drive. Here it is, and it's not in this computer.
This interview is brought to you by My Patriot Supply. Stephen King once wrote, "Panic is highly contagious, especially in situations when nothing is known and everything is in flux. The world we live in today is in flux, filled with
There will be parties again soon, and family gatherings. There will be parades and sporting events and concerts. To help our
This interview is brought to you by My Patriot Supply. Stephen King once wrote, "Panic is highly..."
me fast forward a little bit
Hi,
there.
and welcome to the X22 Report Spotlight. Today we have a new guest, Zach Vorhies. Zach was a senior software engineer at YouTube Google for 8.5 years. While working at YouTube in his final years, Zach learned that Google was censoring fake news, creating blacklists, and much more. Zach blew the whistle on Google and YouTube, and you can find all his work on his website, which is zachvorhies.com. And I am very happy and honored to have Zach on the X22 Report Spotlight. Zach, welcome to the Spotlight.
Dave, it's good to be on.
Hey, thanks for being here, and I am very grateful that you decided to reach out and come on here, and I really appreciate it. And I just wanted to start off, maybe people don't know who you are. You work for Google, work for YouTube. You decided to blow the whistle on Google. Just explain in a short summary of why you decided to go ahead and blow the whistle on Google YouTube.
So I want to, first state that Google treated me really well. It was a great company to work for, all up until the last 3 years. And all the things that you hear about it are true: free lunches, free massages. I was totally happy. I loved the work that I did. But then something changed within the executive team right when Donald Trump got elected. And after that event, everything changed. And so the way that it changed is
Got elected.
and the first instant I knew that something was up was the TGIF all hands on meeting that happened directly after Trump got elected, in which the CFO, the CEO said very inappropriate things, such as that they were personally offended at the election of Donald Trump. And the CFO was saying things on stage such as, I think we're going to lose this one, in recounting what had happened up to the election. And then what really interested me was the new CEO, Sundar Pichai, said that one of the most successful things that they had done during the last election was censoring fake news. And I was listening to that. I went, wait, what? We're censoring fake news? I didn't know that we're censoring anything. And so I started to search on the internal search engine that we have at the company. And what I found was that they had all these design documents about fake news and what they were going to do to, get rid of all this problematic fake news. Now keep in mind, Dave, that at this time, the mainstream media started pushing a narrative that there was all this fake news. You'll probably remember this, oh, this isn't real. Trump is using fake news and he's just creating an alternative reality. And so this started to become like a very predominant narrative in the mainstream media. And so Google took this position that they had to respond to this problem that had just suddenly become an issue. And so these fake news documents, these design documents that they had, were how they were going to respond to all this influx of fake news that suddenly started hitting the internet. And one of the interesting things is that the examples that they were using for these fake news design documents.
All right, you guys, I'm not going to play the rest of that. You can find it. I linked it in the, if you're on YouTube, it's linked down below. If you're on Facebook, it's linked up above. The link is in there. It's in the body of the post. So you can find it and watch it. Very good interview. I highly recommend. I gave you enough, hopefully, that you'll want to go find it and finish listening to it. It gives you some insight into why when you were trying to find things and you were doing your searches, you couldn't find the information you were looking for. Therefore, you, like the rest of us, me included, start thinking, oh my gosh, I guess I was wrong. I guess it doesn't show up. That's not there. It didn't happen, right? Well, it is there. It was there. It was there all along. We just weren't being able to find it. And in some cases, if you dug down, say you did a search for something, Pizzagate, you heard that, you want to know if it was true, you did a search, and It brought up nothing. And if in some cases, if you went down, you might have had to gone down 40, 50 pages. Say there's 333 hits on that, and you dig deep enough, you got the patience and you dug deep enough, you might find something. That's a little bit different now. Now things are showing up the way they're supposed to. And I think you'll continue to see that. I hope it stays that way. The things that I do and say in my videos are my opinion. And so, you know, don't form your opinion based off of what I say. Use what I say to go dig and find your own information and form your own opinion based on a set of facts that you found. I directed you maybe in the right direction. You go, you start searching, you start finding stuff, you keep searching, you keep digging, you go down the rabbit hole, and pretty soon you got a lot of information and a lot of clarity. Clarity, most important. You know that you're on a good track. You're finding the true information. So that's my whole thought behind it all. Gave you some other information, got you directed on the bills, headed in the right direction. Hopefully something that we said today was of some value to you and something that will help you do some of your own research, keep track of this stuff, and find the information for yourself. Find out for yourself. I don't want you to trust me. I don't want you to trust the MSM for sure. I want you to do your research, do your due diligence, and trust you. I know that you're getting the right information for yourself. All right. That's going to wrap up the show today. What is it? March 28th, 2020. And we've covered quite a few topics today. And hopefully, like I said, there's been some value that you have been able to take away from some of this that'll help you in your search for the truth. After all, that's what we're out here trying to do, is spread the truth, find the truth, dig it up, find it, share it, and it's a great awakening. The truth is a great awakening for everybody. And the truth will set you free. Hopefully you're staying healthy. Hopefully you have the things you need at home. Hopefully you have the necessities. Hopefully you have the staples. It became hard there for a little bit to find stuff. Thank you, mainstream media, for creating that mess. Somebody is probably proud of you. I'm not. Patriotic Americans aren't. The majority of us aren't. But somebody out there probably is. Hopefully one day you will all go away and the truth seekers, the truth tellers will be the ones giving the news. Telling the general public the way it really is. That's my hope. That's my prayer. Please keep the world in your prayers. Keep the country in your prayers. Keep our leaders. Keep President Trump and his team in its entirety in your prayers. While we fight this virus, keep the American people in your prayers as well. And keep everybody safe. Do your part. 15 days to slow the spread. And thanks, Doc. Appreciate you being on here. If you didn't watch it, if you come on late, check us out. We covered a lot of information today, but keep yourself safe more than anything. If they say stay in, stay in. It's for our own good. It's for our own safety. They know what's best for us right now, and I couldn't agree more. So again, Pray for our country, pray for the world, pray for our leaders, the whole team, and pray for the American people. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend, and do your part to stop the spread. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will see you during the next episode. Peace.